Comrades, brothers and sisters, welcome to the Commissar's house. Today I present a very special issue, the Rage edition. So this is a game that made me, well, almost rage quit. There were some points where I was going, yep, I'm out of here, I'm rage quitting, but you don't do that as captain, you just don't. So, yeah, I stuck it out and here is the result. A probably not terribly entertaining video for you lot. So, starting out, we're going to see some, I think this video is ultimately a lesson in you can't control everything. For most of the authors I've been used to being able to just rely on my crew and just rely on them to do their jobs and rely on the ships around me in fleet mode to do their jobs as well most of the time. And the lesson here is that ultimately, no matter how good a job you try to do, there's sometimes you just can't win. And as you'll see, this is one of them. The issue with recording this game is that you can't bloody see anything. Because as you can see, this battle was fought in rather horrible weather, but you can see the galleon, which is the big lights up there, is turned right in front of us. I'm trying to work out what's going on there as well. Already things have gone to hell. I misjudged that because, well, I couldn't see where the enemy galleon was, but that's fog of war and that's to be expected. Our crew get a very good broadside off at first. The issue is that we managed to sail into the middle of the enemy fleet. So we got filled with holes right off the get-go. We're under attack. As you can see, there's people shooting up. Actually, I think that might be our crew boarding the enemy ship. I've turned the volume down because really it's just me raging most of the time. I exaggerate, but it's not very fun. As you can see, I'm under attack as well. It's not looking good. We're going to survive this. At least I think we do. As you can see, my crew are pulling together. We're getting the holes fixed up. Don't get used to that. We'll see how this goes. As you can see, the requirement of the day, I'm just checking to make sure that there's no borders. If you want something done properly, you do it yourself. The only thing you can do is just pull away, find an advantageous position, which isn't this one because I'm already getting rattled here, so I'm not prepared to turn to starboard and get out of the enemy galleon's broadside. So the situation here, and first bit of rage here, god damn it, Vinny. Vinny just is hiding out, presumably in the rigging or something along those lines. You can see we checked the poop deck cabin right before. So now the ship is rudderless at this point. It's just sailing straight on. Perfect target for, guess what, that galleon. So that means we have to spend even longer trying to ferret out this, trying to repair. And as you can see, the cracks are already beginning to form in the crew. We're on 5 holes and there is already no pumps. That's not good. And as you can see, the longer those pumps are off, the quicker we sink. Pumps are, I know it might seem like pumps are worthless because, you know, they don't lift you unless all the holes are fixed, but it's critical that the pumps are going early because that means there's less slowdown and there's more time. Actually, surprisingly, we do actually one of the ships does go down. The team starts off okay. I got to ask what happened because as you can see, we're actually leading by about 15 tickets despite everything. So now I screwed that up again. As you can see, I didn't turn hard enough because I was too busy focusing on other things. And so since we were so low in the water and therefore so slow, the enemy galleon was able to get an oblique shot at us, which meant all their cannonballs could hit, which is unfortunate. So the only thing to be done is to just pump and pull away again. And then we're on fire. It never rains, but it pours, as well the weather in this game can clearly see. So we're trying to pull away. Teams are okay. The team balance is good for once. There was a lot of games in this alpha where the team balance was less than adequate, shall we say. But I don't usually really require fires to be repaired very quickly. But in this case, with the fire spreading disconcertingly close to the captain's wheel, that's one of the few times where I go, right guys, we need to repair rapidly. The issue is that I've got a good sized crew. We've got a good 7 people and we've still got underpopulations on, but we'll see how that goes. That's not a very good, I don't think that's a mechanic which is in need of a look at. But the issue is that we're not repairing very quickly, and as you can see, I always aim to repair. I only drop down to repair if the situation is truly critical. And of course, the two holes which haven't been found are in the rear cabin because nobody ever looks there, unfortunately. So I'm shouting at my crew, get repairs, because really, you saw that there. It was only the enemy game only ever had about 4 or 5 holes in us in that round. I know earlier there was about 10 holes, but there weren't very many before, if memory suits. And so, yeah, I think I've got a right to be a little bit annoyed that we weren't trying to get everything repaired. Because we could have repaired out of that. We could have kept it at about 1 to 2 holes. Instead, who knows what my crew was doing. Unfortunately, it's fair enough. When you're new, you don't know what to do. But unless listen to your captain. If the captain says, load up the guns and fire, despite the holes, ignore the holes, fire. If he says all on repairs, everyone fixing up, then don't. And I repeat, do not say, okay, I'm going to load this cannon first. In a different battle, but one almost as rage-worthy as this one, and if it weren't for the other battle just not being that interesting, or being less interesting than this one, if that's even possible, I'm killed, I'm watching in spectate mode, and I'm still seeing people loading cannons. Somehow, you can't load cannons underwater. They're still trying to load cannons whilst the ship is full of 10, 12 holes. So, surprisingly, still, despite my foreshadowing, we're still probably in the lead. Now I'm shouting at my crew to get the guns ready. We get 1 shot off. Okay, possibly I need to be just spectating on the crew to see what was going on there. We do eventually get a good shot off, but it's not enough. If we got the shot off first, as I said in my first Blackwake video, it's whoever shoots first often has the initiative. But as you can see, we've taken a lot of damage. There's good repairs, but only now the pump's working, and we have to pull away. So there's nothing much to be said. We probably did an equal amount of damage to the enemy ship. That's the real tragedy. We did an equal amount. But my crew shot second. They didn't get the pumps working, and we didn't get the holes patched up. We patch up the holes very quickly now, but it's too late. Now we're just on the back foot. We're just being pursued, and they're just pumping more holes into us, and I have to just maneuver to get out of the way, which is a shame. And so it begins. The second major issue. The enemy hoys wake up, and my hoys don't, unfortunately. My hoys have been doing well for most of the game, up until this point. Now, an enemy hoy there is engaging us. Now things have got serious. With the GAN, okay, I can deal with that. I can pull away. He can't really sink us, especially at that range. We're cool. Now we've got this hoy on our starboard side and they're going into our port in a crossfire. If I turn to starboard, then I'll end up ramming him, which is exactly what he wants, because he can prepare those holes easily, and I'm stuck there under the full weight of a Gaian broadside, which is not good. And I'm shouting at my hoys, hey guys, help us, help. But in this case, it's fine. They're too far away, nothing to be done. We're slowly pumping. At this point, I'm raging at my crew. Why haven't we got that second pump going? We're not repairing very well. Though, to be fair, we are being pumped full of holes, and there's only one pump active. I can see at the top right that we've taken a lot of casualties, even so. And then our hoy goes down, the galleon goes down, and there goes our lead. And it's going to be about like this for the rest of the game. As you can see, that wasn't me trying to rage quit, that was me messing that up. That wasn't the first time. There was a time where I accidentally, instead of suiciding, actually left the game. Unfortunately, it's not a good look. But here we are again. Now, I'm saying to my crew, hey guys, let's work on those repairs. We can do it. Because those holes there, the hoy was a danger, but if we'd had our repairs better, I think. See, look at that ticket count. Down by about 20 tickets now. I think if we'd repaired better, we'd have been able to survive. Only if the hoy had rammed us and boarded us could we have could we have been in serious trouble? And that probably would have been what the Hoy did, or would have done. But it's not to be. Instead, we just sink very quickly, and yeah, not much to be done. We come back in, and the real sad thing is that oftentimes it's a good tactic for the galleon to be the meat shield. They'll just take the fire of the other galleon, and I've done this. With the galleons, just engage the enemy galleon, just fought to the bitter end, whilst hopefully the Hoys can win. But instead, you can see there the pirates have lost a ship again, but it's not really good enough, because we lost the galleon, we lost a Hoy whilst the galleon was sinking, which is quite impressive because you saw before there was a galleon and a Hoy against us, so that was a 2v1 encounter on their part, and they still lost, which doesn't exactly make me very impressed, unfortunately. But now we're doing some long-range shots on this galleon. Now, we've done some good damage, and we haven't received anything in reply yet. But you can see the silhouette of a Hoy there off in the distance as well. It's tricky aiming, especially in this weather where it's hard to spot them. But we're doing our best. We're landing some good hits. The galleon's not done much. But it's 12 cannons versus 8 cannons. And it's 12 cannons in their favour, and that's not good. And I'm shouting at my Hoys, hey guys, help us out. And I think that's a Hoy going off to engage them now, which is good. Unfortunately, it won't be enough. You can see there we're just maintaining the fire. We just maintain the fire. We want to help our Hoy just get in close and engage. If we can double up the fire so that both Hoys, for our Hoy and this galleon is engaging the enemy galleon, then we should be good. We're repairing well. We're shooting well. This is what I'm looking for. This is the kind of situation I'm looking for. See, more good shots going in, more good shots. And that's good. This is good. My crew's pulling together. Oftentimes, you'll notice this. When your crew receives a bit of a shock. Oh my God, we lost. And there we go. The galleon's shearing off, as far as I can tell. Yes, he sheared off. You can tell by the lightning strikes. So now we fire a few more shots. There's Bork going in. He's going to engage the enemy Hoy. I feel like that was a bad decision. That's going to bite us in the arse later on. Instead of engaging, he could have asked us. He could have said, "Hey, we'll follow the galleon if you can knock out this Hoy." Unfortunately, gunnery discipline as well. Partly an issue for me, since I always say to people a bit later on. But even so, there will be a few shots which just go off into the middle of nowhere because they shot too late. Now, passing by little red. The issue here is that, as I said in the last video, there's no focus. We're just going to shoot up this Hoy for a bit. Why? We should be focusing on the galleon. So partly it's a bit of my mistake, and here it comes. That was my mistake there. But if I could have got our Hoys to, there we go, lots of holes, 3-4 holes now. That's serious. If I could have got our house to pursue, instead the Hoys get caught up on the enemy Hoys, which aren't the primary damage dealers. They're a serious danger, as you saw when we sank. That Hoy there's no escape, and there it goes. There's their Hoy down, but now we're in a serious problem now, and the pumps aren't working. We're repairing okay, but we still have to pull away. Finally, the pumps are going, but even so, we're just getting shot full of holes, and I know I'm shouting at the Hoys, "Hey, get in!" But it's not good. It's not going to be enough. We're just forced away again. We had the advantage on the galleon. We were fighting well, and now it's been pissed away on a Hoy, which has what? You lost 3 people there. Meaningless. You can lose that on a broadside from a galleon. It's nothing. You want to hit their galleon, because once that galleon's down, you can just turn on their Hoys and just pump them full of shot, and they'll just sink like bricks. Instead, yeah, we're pulling away. We're on the back foot. Our Hoys are dispersed. And there's the enemy galleon on our starboard, and he's still pumping shot into us. He's still got the initiative. More hits into us. The pump's working at long last, but now there's people working on hulls, there's people doing pumping, there's people doing all these other things instead of shooting guns. And yeah, nothing to be done. So someone's messaging me there. Nothing to be done. At some point as well, I'm going to have to take a phone call at this in the game, which will I'll end up just keeping the ship turning, and yeah, you don't actually end up that bad, which probably said something about the importance of captains. So now we're just turning away. I'm searching for a opening. I'm searching for a way to turn it around. Since we turned it around before, we know we can outshoot Velobian on the other side. Sorry, Velobian, I should have mentioned that you were on the opposite team. But I'm just searching for an opportunity. And we're still taking hits. Except then, I make a bit of a foobar. Or a bit of a snafu in this case. I can't actually see the galleon, because there's a mast in the way and it's crap weather. So we just end up right alongside each other in close quarters combat. And whilst we don't come off too bad, it's not exactly my finest hour. And the another thing worth pointing out, yeah, there goes another one of our hoys. Unfortunately, there'll be a point at this. Sadly, I can't pinpoint it. Where our hoys, we're going to get it. Hopefully, we'll be able to get a good broadside off at this point. There we go. There we go. That's more like it. Presumably their game was more hurt than us. So that's a good broadside. That would have been very effective. Unfortunately, one of our hoys went down, which is a bit of a bummer. So we repaired well in this one. We repaired very well. Unfortunately, we're still suffering from a defiant indiscipline. But what will happen at one point is that I'll shout, "Hoys, how you looking?" And they'll say, "Oh yeah, we're winning, we're winning, we're winning." And then barely a minute or two later, it'll turn out, in fact, they weren't winning, but in fact, they're sinking hard. And one or both of them, actually, yeah, we do. That was actually a very good broadside. Yes, I remember now. See, there you can see. Our hoy was up ahead, and we sink him then. And that's how we do it. Now, upcoming is going to be the situation where the hoy mix up. I must admit, I'm beginning to loathe hoys. Either they're busy screwing me over, or they're on their own on my team, and they're not doing very well. So now we've got a chance to pull the game around. The ticket imbalance is not. You can see we're almost neck and neck. But soon what will happen is that the hoys will go off for their own private war without us, and because we're going to be busy dealing with the galleon, which is, a good tactic. If your hoys are better than their hoys, you should let your hoys go off and bully their hoys. There's a lot of hoys in that sentence. And if you can keep the galleon occupied, then if your hoys can win, then that's a good tactic. Unfortunately, my hoys can't win. So what will happen is that, from memory, what will happen is that they are going to get into all sorts of exciting grapples. And they're going to lose those grapples. So at the same time as we're losing tickets, the enemy's going to gain tickets from those victorious grapples. What will happen is that we're going to close in. We're going to unload a whole load of broadsides into our enemy hoys. Unfortunately, they're not, since they're grappled, they can't sink, and since round shot, all the round shot doesn't do any damage to the crew, making the broadside effectively useless. Perhaps I should have stopped, but there was a galleon there. Anyway, it was the best I could do in the situation, I feel, because, I can't get my crew to unload the cannons in time to load Grape, if Grape would do anything anyway, and, it was the best we could do, and unfortunately, our hoys just got their asses kicked. No two ways about it. So, and this will lose us the game. We as the game can't. Here it comes. Here comes a ram. So we kind of, unfortunately, there's also a galleon off in the distance about to hit us as well. That was a very well timed ram on the hoy's part. Now that hoy should have gone down. That hoy should have been in a whole load of trouble, and he is. But from memory, I'm trying to remember this battle now since it was a few days ago, but I don't think it'll go that way. See, look, Navy is actually winning at this point, and we're going to engage the galleon. We're going to hit them well. Unfortunately, seems to be a bit of a lag spike there for some reason, and that might have contributed to a poor showing in us. But yeah, there goes one hoy. So memory lies to me in this case. But look, their hoy is on us. Now we're just being unloaded into, full of holes, and I think this is when the crew begins to pull together. All pumps are active. They're repairing the holes well. It'll come down and for me to take the charge of the repairs personally. Well, not take charge, just to help along. We're doing okay. I'm trying to get us out of the way of the broadside, since that's the critical thing. Last holes, and see that. We're in a worse situation than we were before, and we pull together, which is good. This is the thing you'll notice. Even in a losing game, your crew will improve. Your crew improve perceptibly as well. You can see that there. They pulled together. They did the right thing. They got the holes patched up. They didn't care about that bloody fire up front. We can sort that out later on. There they are. They're fixing it now. Kettle's on the case. And now we're okay. Now we're able to come back in and help out our hoys. Except that we won't. Because as you can see, we've got a major advantage on them now. 40 to 18. We've got double the number of tickets. Surely we can win. Right? Right? Trick question, by the way. So now we're taking more hits. Okay, we're keeping the galleon off our hoys. That's fine. You know, we've got still got more tickets. We've got more than double now. They're on 14, we're on 38. And then the enemy team does the right thing, which is to grapple. As you can see there, Balked is over there, and he's about to get balked on, unfortunately. Yeah, there he goes. First toy beaten. Let's check out those tickets in a moment. Come on, old me. Come on, come on. We unload some shots into them, but now the pirate team, they've got more tickets now, because I can't remember the exact number that you receive, but it's a fair amount, because they will pull this battle around. If only I checked the crew list. At that point, I didn't realize how that they'd been grappled, I think. I don't remember. There we go. We're on 28. They're on 19. They've just added at least 5 more tickets, because they're on 14 before. So now we're at the difference is about 9. Which, okay, we can win that if nobody else screws up. All the galleon has to do is pull away and hope the hoys do the good job. Except not. As you can see there, there's our other hoy. He's gone in now. Oh dear. Not good. It's that old piecemeal thing again. Lose one ship and you just lose every one of them. It happens in every game. It happens in bloody Guns of Icarus. It happens in this, where one ship dies and then the other ships get ganged up on. So I'm trying to get a shot on port side to help out our hoy. But as you can see there, it's just a mess of hoys just surrounding the guy. The enemy hoys, they do a good job. And then that's probably the enemy galleon. No, it's actually our friendly hoy coming in. A lie. The enemy galleon's still ahead. Still behind, I should say. So now here we go. There they are. Then the other hoys going in. Now they do have galleon support, i.e. us. But yeah, we have to keep an eye on this galleon as well, which is prevents us. So I think what will happen is we're going to take a pretty serious galleon broadside here. Any moment. Actually, no, this is the time when we try to engage in close support and fail. You can tell I've reviewed this battle, haven't I? Note to self. So now look, there they are. They're engaged. They're close and engaged. I'm shouting my crew not to fire at the first hoy. Always try and do that. Here comes the second hoy. So hopefully this round shot can do some damage. But it doesn't. So perhaps I should have stopped. I was hoping. Yes, there we are. Tickets are neck and neck. And there we go. Another grapple lost. Another grapple. So now we just nosy up beside this guy, to punish him. And that we do. Unload on him. There we go. Fireworks of bodies firing everywhere. That's a good, satisfying hit, but it's too late. Too late. We do lots of damage to them. That Hoy is probably not going to come back from that. And then the unfortunate thing is that we're in a situation now we're just ganging up on Hoys, and that means we're not free to keep an eye on this dirty old galleon, which is about to come and engage us again. So yeah, there was one. We lost a Hoy again, and there we lose the other one. So yeah, the pirates had 14 tickets about 4 or 5 minutes ago. Now they're on 24. So yeah, that's not good. And we've just lost 19. It is a disaster. The only thing left for us to do is just to grapple their galleon, hope for the best. And I actually tell my Hoys at some point, we don't have time. You can see the galleon inbound now. And it's 3 Hoys versus 1 puny little galleon. Us. It wouldn't end well anyway, even if we had the time. Instead, we take hits, of course, and we try get ready for the grapple. We're trying to get that grapple on. Instead, we take an absolute pounding. I think I actually tell my Hoys not to engage in the hope that they just wouldn't bleed tickets anymore, which is futile, I know. We're desperately repairing. Order, the grapple's loaded. It's a desperate last-ditch maneuver. It's too little, too late. And yeah, we do some final parting shots in the end. But there's Elbow coming aboard now. We grapple them. Maybe we can win. Maybe. I go and engage Elbow. Or note, I flee like a coward. And miss. And then the enemy releases our grapple. It's too late. Elbow wins it. Okay, Elbow doesn't win it for them. Though actually he was Hoy captain, so he probably did. And that's game. So yeah. Special Rage Edition. Hoys.